What up, everybody? How's it going? Matt Sweets here with another unboxing, but as you can see, it's a little bit different. Today, I have the person whose Dama we are unboxing in studio with me. The myth, the man, the legend, Mr. Daniel Robinson!
Thank you so much, Matt. I mean, it's incredible to be here, man. I honestly still can't believe it, and I'm just so excited to be here with you, the entire Sweets team, and I'm ready to break this Kendama down for all of our wonderful viewers. And
oh, dude, I'm excited for you to be here. We got to show the Dama off to the Twitch stream this weekend. If you were at NAKO, you would have seen him become a legend live on screen this last weekend. If you haven't yet, go to twitch.tv/SweetsKendamas to check out the last day of the NAKO and watch him get crowned legend live. Now, as Dan said, we got a Dama to unbox, and this dude went ham because he has been thinking about what he wanted to create for a very long time. So I want to get into this and just start unboxing it and see what you have to say about it, dude, because it's a beautiful looking Kendama.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Dude. Which one should we start with?
Well, I mean, it's a tough call here.
Because we have 3 different clear coats.
Right.
On drop day, you'll be able to get a sticky, a Kush, or the ratio clear that has just been flying off the shelves lately. Dude.
Gosh, I think the ratio.
Yeah?
I think the ratio is the one.
It? All right.
Yeah.
You do the ratio. I'm gonna do the cushion so we can get 2 different views.
Yeah.
So first thing is the box. We got to show off the box. The box is beautiful. It's got that wonderful fan, like holograph that's on the whole entire box. And you can't help but miss this little dino, dude. And we're going to talk more about him later, but boy, oh boy, it's the one thing on the box that I was like, oh, that's a nice little dinosaur. How cool.
Nice little touch there, isn't it?
Dude. So, first and foremost, Sweets sticker with the fan in the background of the whole thing. The colorway is the first thing you'll notice. Like the seafoam and maroon is just such a classic colorway, especially for Sweets Kendamas. That when you picked it, I was so excited to see it, dude. It's such a classic colorway. And then the stickers that we're gonna learn more about with a little UFO action, a little bit of dino action, and of course the Sweets stickers.
Of course.
Dude, they're so sick. And this long D-row one too. You could put that anywhere. I've never seen that sticker before. Very cool.
We got to give a huge shout out to Matt Paulson for making all of this come to fruition. I mean, he's just a phenomenal artist, and I might have ideas, but there's just no way I could make that happen.
Every time working with Paulson and Maroka is always a wonder because you have these ideas in your head and they somehow bring them to life.
Really though.
So cool. Well, let's get your Dom out of the box, and I want you to start telling us what we see on this actual Kendama, because it just looks like it's ready to be shredded.
Absolutely. So this is the Daniel Robinson Legend Model Kendama. Did those words just come out of my mouth?
Dude! Here, let me pinch you. Yeah. Okay, now it's real, dude. It's real.
So this is the Daniel Robinson Legend Model Kendama from Sweets Kendamas. You know, as Matt briefly touched on, the colors, we'll start just top to bottom and work our way down. The colors, that maroon wine color, it's always been one of my favorite colors. I just love the way it looks. And I thought that it went really well with this gray right here in the middle. And you might notice that around the stripe of the gray, there's a slight bit of distortion, and we're gonna touch into that a little bit more as well. And then of course, the bottom, we have that bright teal, essential for tracking with a colorway like this. And we also can't forget the very top, nice little tracking dot there with the dino. And we'll get into all of those symbols here in just a little bit, but ultimately the main idea behind this Tama and really the entire Kendama is that we wanted to create an extremely playable Kendama. And we wanted to give players as few reasons as possible to shelf it. So
that's legit. You don't want to make something so beautiful that people didn't want to play. You wanted something that's got a stripe, it's got top and bottom tracking, but it also has a little meaning to you as well, right?
I want to see these things pretty and ugly.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you know, slaying Damas until shred till they're dead is a real statement, and Dan really lives up to that. I've known Dan for many years, and I always try to send him Kendamas, and he's always like, no, I'm fine. And he sends me his Dama, and it's just annihilated, you know? Because he just smashes them. So if you do end up getting one of these, you got to take D-Row if you really end up smashing this Dama to the death.
Please do.
Yeah,
Please do.
Well, yo, you got this cute little dino, and I think,
Yeah.
you know, we gotta, let's get into some details about this Tama. What is this cute little dino on top?
So this dino on top has a couple of different meanings. Some people may know that I've had a little bit of a history in the kendama industry, and at one point a dino emblem on a former pro model was in the works, but things fell through and it never really happened. And so as the years went by, that dino really stuck with me, and when the opportunity arose to create my very own legend model, it was a no-brainer.
Yeah.
I had to sneak it on there, and so it's a little bit of a tribute to one of my past eras of kendama, but also it's sort of a symbol of the preservation of youth. And I think that kendama is a really fantastic tool for that, and it really emphasizes the importance of having that passion in your life. And that's why I really like this dino, and it's also one of the only things I can draw. So
That's so hilarious. When I heard that stat, I was dying laughing because it means a lot, but he's also like, I literally can only draw the dino. But I would say you draw a pretty cute dino, dude. And I keep using the word cute because he's maybe he's cool. He's a cool dino, dude. I like him.
he's a lot of things.
Yeah. But he's yours and you made him, and that's all that matters, dude. I think that's a cool tracking dot. Now, what do we got going on here with the what did you call it? What kind of?
So there's a little bit of a distortion in the stripe here with the maroon and the gray. And what that really ties into is the overall art theme of this kendama. So the overall art was inspired by late 1950s Art Deco. I've always really enjoyed that art style, and one of my favorite video game series, BioShock, really puts a heavy emphasis on that art style. So that Art Deco is it was a no-brainer for me, absolutely. And so one of the settings in that game is this really worn down, decrepit, rusted city underwater, and as a sort of slight nod to that and the impact that that game had on my life, we decided to put this sort of distortion in the stripe, not only to pay our respects to the game, but also to give that stripe a little bit of personality, just enough to give it a little bit of flavor.
I think that's a perfect way of putting it, man, because if you imagine taking that distortion away, you kind of just have a normal dama with a center stripe, bottom, and a top dot. But that distortion, as little as it is, you know, it really gives that center stripe whole new life, and I think gives your tama specificity and makes it look like yours, you know, and not just another design, which I think is very cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And so then we move on down to the little cup, where we have the D-row engraving. This was a one and done by Mr. Paulson. This is one of the things that has been on the original sketches and prototypes and everything for the model, and
Nice.
I loved it right from the beginning.
Cool.
And it's one of the few things that on the Ken and really the entire kendama that we never altered. So
Oh, wow.
it's a wonderful design made by Mr. Paulson.
Yeah, behind the scenes fun fact, too.
We work our way over here to the big cup, where we see a lot of the fans that are featured right over here on the box. Very Art Deco. It's very, very nice for both landing your perches because of that little bit of extra texture.
Ooh, yeah.
And it also helps you track multi-flip rotations, specifically lunar flips, because of this darker lining around the cup. Helps you keep an eye when you're starting to push the limits of 3 flips, 4 flips, and so on.
I like that.
It's an extremely, extremely playable big cup there. And then snuck within those fans is a small UFO or two.
There is one. No way.
Yeah, there's a little sneaky guy there.
Wow, so sick.
And that UFO is for my amazing partner, Alexis. Love of my life, mother of my child. She is just an amazing human being, and she is one of the reasons I am the person that I am today. And I thought there's absolutely no way I wasn't gonna put something on there for her. So that
dude,
UFO
that's
is for
so
her.
cool.
And then, so then we work our way down a little bit more. Now this is where things start to get a little bit more symbolic and a little bit more personal for me, especially is that we work here towards the first seal. And along with this very common Art Deco, almost like Great Gatsby even sort of style down here, we see 4 very distinct shapes. We have the circle on top, we have the diamond on the side, we have the triangle on bottom, and we have the square on the other side. And each one of those shapes represents members of my family. The circle is my mother, the diamond is my sister, the square is my father, and I'm the triangle. And growing up, we always had sort of different interests and passions, but at the end of the day, we were always able to meet together for dinner or for lunch. And so the square right here in the very middle represents a dinner table, the spot in which we would all congregate and talk about how our day was.
Wow, dude, that's so dope.
And so then as we turn
thoughtful.
as we turn our Ken around, we see that there's a small peach on the back, and that is for my daughter Dot, whose middle name is Momoko, which is Japanese for peach child.
Oh,
and
dang.
I just love how these lines connect both this family part and now this newest addition to it.
Yeah.
It was kind of just something that came together and worked so nice. And the long and short of it all is that there have been a lot of people in my life that have shaped me to become who I am. We as humans are always changing, and honestly, I'm just the happiest I've ever been in my entire life, and if it wasn't for these people, I wouldn't be who I am. So
dang, man, that's so beautiful. That's so beautiful, man. And it's really crazy because imagine, designing this kendama 5-6 years ago, how different it would be than today, and the fact that you get to give those homages and add those things for your family, to me, just makes it so much more special. And I really believe that you did it in a way that makes it look as though you just made a cool kendama.
Yeah.
Like, I really, YouTube comment section, I don't know if you agree with me, but this Dama, it doesn't scream family stuff, but in the heart of it, he really put those thoughts into it and kept that style. It's a beautiful Art Deco style that to him has a lot of meanings, and you just learned a lot more about D-Row. And for those of you who don't know, me and D-Row have known each other forever. He hosted the first Spotown Throwdown, and it was one of the first events that I went and met other kendama players from around the world, and we stayed in the same house and hung out. And this dude has been an inspiration to me since I have started playing, and it has always been a dream of mine to be a teammate with this dude. And over the years, things happen the way they do, and I believe everything happens for a reason, and I'm truly thankful and I feel blessed that you are now part of the team and I can call you an official teammate. And it seems like things come around like when they're supposed to, and it just feels right having you on the squad. So I truly am stoked to make this legend model for you, and I hope that everyone is able to go out and get it this Friday, 4 p.m. CST. There's limited amount of cushion ratio. There's plenty of stickies, so if you want to support the legend, portion of all the sales go back to him so he can go back and get Dot some awesome toys, okay? So just help the guy out, would ya?
we need diapers.
Yeah. So we are just about done. I just want to make sure the woods are maple and maple?
Yeah.
Or is it maple and cherry?
Maple and cherry on this one.
Okay, so it's most likely going to be weight match then, which is really, really good for everybody. The only thing I didn't notice, we got a little sweets hit on one of the cups. We can't miss that. We hit it. We usually don't put it there, so I think that's cool that it's a little special spot. And then also this bottom, is this just texture? Is this just coolness?
Little bit of just texture and design on the bottom. A lot of these burns are in very specific parts of the Ken to really put emphasis on the playability, and just a little bit of extra texture and a grip right there around the base cup for those really fine handle stalls and other tricks. I think it's a really, really nice touch.
Very awesome, man. Well, hey, we're not going to keep you any longer. You guys just learned a lot about Danny Robinson. If you want to learn more about him, go watch the Twitch stream that we did this last weekend. I want to thank you, Dan, for being here, man. It's an honor to have you on the squad. And everybody, drop a comment in the section if you got a question for Dan about his Dama travels or his Dama history, and if you want to know anything more about his Dama. We will see you guys next week with another unboxing. Later on. What up, everybody? Thanks for checking out that video. If you like what you just watched, make sure you go hit that subscribe button, and make sure you go punch that shop button and get yourself a new Dama. We have tons of other videos for you to watch, so make sure you go check them out. See you next time.